Hey, everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me, as always, is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And sitting in for SDA is the lovely Weebo Jones. Say hello.
Hello.
Are you
And
Russian now?
what's that?
Yes.
That was, never mind. Hello. I am from Russia.
Hello, my name is Svetlana. You
Svetlana.
can call me Weeb.
My name is Boris.
How are you guys tonight?
Russian, apparently. Bad imitation.
I'm not.
of Russian.
I'm not
great
going anywhere.
Grand Monkey said hi to me. And I'm great.
Can you guys hear her screaming?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Say it one more time. You stole my Spider-Man again, didn't you? Thank you.
I'm gonna die.
Chat, you missed it before we went on air. She came to the microphone and said, "Hi, chat." That's hilarious.
She did, and she said that without prompting. She just
I
knows
know.
that's what you say when you get in front of the microphone.
That's just crazy.
Oh. Oh.
So, anything to talk about before? Oh, yeah, we should probably say SDA will not be with us tonight, tomorrow, or Saturday. So, Weebs is kind enough to sit in with us tonight. Future, I don't know who's going to sit in with us the next couple of days, if anybody.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see. It might be Scribe and Money shows the next couple of nights. We'll see.
you did drop that. Yeah, I can't get that. It's because you're a monkey mouse. I'm not. Grandma, is there any way you could help her so she doesn't unplug my computer in the middle of the stream?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Thank you, Sir Wolfgang. Remember, no Russian.
Well, I can't promise that because I do have a story that involves the Russians.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So let's see. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and please share our stuff if you like our stuff, or even if you don't, because we appreciate the fact that you are our best advertisement since YouTube is no help anymore.
Indeed. She's going to write chat a letter, apparently.
Oh,
Aw.
on Lady Monkey's computer?
No, she's doing it on a little Post-it note.
Oh, okay. And then Lady
It's handwritten.
And then Lady Monkey will transcribe it to us.
She said, Lady Monkey said she'll tweet it later.
Oh, okay. All right. I can't wait to see this. Let's see. Well, shall we dive into the snuzz?
Sure.
All
Why
right.
not?
She just said, is it Snapchat?
What?
She loves Snapchat, and she will take pictures and send them.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my gosh.
She knows how to work it.
Well, let's see. First, let's start off with some political news, I suppose.
Before you do, thank you, Snubbers. Just Monica, 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 just Monica. Monica.
Is that code for something?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
spicy meatball.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Let's
Yes.
see. So, if you remember Roy Moore, this would be sort of like contentious. What's all that?
Sorry.
We
I'm
were
eating
taking
this
birth
vitamin
control.
C tablet.
Vitamin C.
No, I already took that. Yeah, we have
Don't-
the plague going around at my school.
Don't like Legionnaire's disease.
No, like the common cold.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to catch it.
Yeah. Is Grand Monkey in the chat now? Oh, yep, yeah, she is. All right. JJJM, comma, semicolon, 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 N, semicolon, LN. Wow, this is epic.
Thank you, Sanguine. Money for the tiny harbinger of cute in the background. And thank you, Point Curation. Grand Monkey's thoughts on have more value than MSM. Yeah. Thank you, Bear with Evan. My Dixie Rect.
Har, har, har. Funny. Oh, boy. Anyway, so according to CNN, Republicans already had a Roy Moore problem, but it just got way, way worse. And we're still getting transmissions from Grand Monkey? Yeah, there's more suspense in waiting to see what Grand Monkey is going to type than there is for just about anything else right now.
I'm working, honey. I'm talking.
Oh,
That's how it works.
It's from.
She just looked over very accusingly and said, "Grandpa, you're not working?"
What, is she your boss now?
Always.
Oh, snap.
Back to work. All right, so what's going on with Republicans and Roy Moore? Talk privately to any Washington Republican about Roy Moore's Senate candidacy before today, and they would tell you that the former Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court was going to be a major problem, given his long record of saying incredibly controversial things. That doesn't even come close to describing the problems that Moore now poses to Senate Republicans and the GOP more broadly. In the wake of allegations by 4 women that he pursued sexual relationships. Okay, again, this is Chris Cillizza. I'm just saying, this is Chris Cillizza, CNN editor-at-large. He did not pluralize the word relationship in a sentence where it needed to be pluralized. Okay, I'm going to start over from the beginning, just so I'll read it as it's written. In the wake of allegations by four women that he pursued sexual relationship with them when they were between 14 and 18 years old, and he was in his early 30s. This story was first reported by the Washington Post. God damn it.
Of course.
Seriously. Why? You know what? They're talking about selling CNN. Hell, sell it to the Washington Post. Nobody will know the difference. Good God. Okay. Moore denies the allegations, painting it as an attempt by the National Democratic Party. Or do you mean the Democratic National Party? And somehow the Post to discredit his front-running candidacy before his December 12th special election face-off against Doug Jones. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Before we go any further, and this is the author talking again. Before we go any further, let me clear one thing up. The Post's editorial board endorsed Jones's candidacy. Okay, so the Post is biased. All right. The editorial board is entirely separate from the Post newsroom. I'm sure they have absolutely no sway over the Post newsroom. And this is the author, I worked there for a decade, and I had a total of 1 interaction with Fred Hyatt, who runs the editorial board. We talked about high school sports. Well, I'm sure that your anecdotal experience covers the entire gamut of the Washington Post makeup. All right. Well, anyway, that's the story. Moore's been accused of sexual harassment, whatever, or creepiness. He's not even actually elected yet, but, you know, there you go.
So.
Oh darn.
So that was CNN's big top story when I started before the stream started.
Isn't that just like everyday news now?
Well, yeah.
That was okay. One, we didn't hear pursued a sexual relationship. That's the newest I've heard this as a way for them to describe it. You know,
yeah,
not sexual assault or harassment. And granted, 14 to what, 18?
14 to 18 when he was in his 30s, apparently.
Yeah, that's
nope.
Skanky. But
if I flirt with somebody, am I pursuing a sexual relationship?
No, I flirt with people all the time.
Oh. Anyway.
You thought you were a special scribe?
I thought I was. My mommy thinks I'm cool.
I bet she does.
I don't live in Alabama. Don't make it like that. Let's see. So that story aside, because it's basically I guess it's not a non-story, but it's sort of like another story without a punchline.
Where's the details?
I don't know. They didn't really say, just accusations and here and there. I'm sure if I dug deeper, I could find more details, but honestly, I don't care. The guy's not even an elected official yet. He just won a primary, so. Yeah.
Grand Monkey just said, I don't know where the details are. We'll find the details tomorrow after we eat lunch.
Grand Monkey should work for CNN because that's right up there with their quality of reporting.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, she's something else. Well, anyway, hey, ask Grand Monkey if she likes Russia.
Grand Monkey, do you like Russia?
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that endorsement, I have a story about Russia. Okay. I was waiting to see if she'd answer again. This is from the Russia investigation from CNN. Ex-Trump security chief testifies he rejected 2013 Russian offer of women for Trump in Moscow. President Donald Trump's longtime confidant, Keith Schiller, privately testified that he rejected a Russian offer to send 5 women to the then private citizen Trump's hotel room during their 2013 trip to Moscow for the Miss Universe pageant, according to multiple sources from both political parties with direct knowledge of the testimony, which we won't name because CNN never names its sources for whatever.
Wait, I have breaking news.
Oh, okay.
Grand Monkey just held up her Post-it note and said, "I found the details." And she's
okay.
some out.
All right. I can't. Okay. What details does she have?
Oh, snap.
Well, it's a circle with a couple of wavy lines in it. There's the details, y'all. You heard it.
Okay. Well, so the circle is Roy Moore.
Yes.
And the wavy lines is the uncertainty about his fitness to be elected now.
Indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve. It is news in 2017. Details be damned. Grand Monkey is actually better than CNN since she wants to find the details later. She went out and got them.
Damn.
Then she made them up herself.
Before I continue with this story, I just want to point out that the headline of the story says his security chief rejected women offered to Trump.
Yeah.
So he did the right thing.
Yeah.
And this is part of the Russia investigation. Let's see. Schiller, Trump's former bodyguard and personal aide, testified that he took the offer as a joke, 2 of the sources said. On their way up to Trump's hotel room that night, Schiller told the billionaire businessman about the offer, and Trump laughed it off, Schiller told the House Intelligence Committee earlier this week. After several minutes outside of Trump's door, which was Schiller's... what was that?
Grand Monkey got a hold of her baby powder.
Uh-oh.
Oh, snap.
Grandma did not get to her in time.
Is there baby powder all over the floor now?
It is powdery fresh in here.
Oh my God.
Oh dear God, that's horrible. It smells like an old lady in here. Thank you, Adam Mangold. Grand Monkey for President 2020. Make America cuter.
She's so happy.
And she's running in circles like sound.
At least you guys won't suffer from diaper rash, right?
Indeed. She just told Grandma to vacuum it.
Okay, so she turns to you and says, "Are you working? Grandma, vacuum it."
Anyhow.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh boy.
There's not much more to this story. They asked him about this because of the dossier with the supposed that going on in Russia. But there was nothing to report. So that's news at CNN, part 2. What's she doing now? Take pictures.
Oh, no, she's talking to Grand Monkey.
Okay. She sounds like a deflating tire or something. Okay. Story number 3. The latest in the sexual misconduct harassment saga. Louis C.K. is accused of sexual misconduct in bombshell report. Bombshell report.
Bombshell.
Oh,
I wonder who the bombshell was.
Lena Dunham.
Oh, God. Comedic actor Louis C.K. became the latest actor embroiled in a sex scandal on Thursday when the New York Times published a report with allegations from 5 women. The women alleged that C.K. acted inappropriately, including masturbating in front of them.
Oh, great. Now, Grand Monkey's running around yelling, Lena Dunham. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. You can't really blame her. It does say baby powder. Of course, she thought it was hers. Fair enough.
Oh, my God. What? Monkey see, monkey do, or hear, as the case may be. Let's see. Comedy duo Dana Min Goodman and Julia Wolov alleged that in 2002, 15 years ago, CK exposed himself to them after inviting them to hang out in his hotel room. Quote, he proceeded to take all his clothes off and get completely naked. Well, that's kind of redundant, but okay. And started masturbating.
He took his clothes off and he got naked?
I know. What the? How does that happen? Magnets, how do they work? 3 other women allege separate acts of sexual misconduct. CNN has not confirmed the women's stories independently, of course not, and has reached out to representatives for CK for comment. His publicist, Louis C.K.'s publicist is Louis K.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Told the Times that the comedian is not going to answer any questions. So
why do all of these stories include people going to hotel rooms?
Because, well, I mean, if you're a traveling comedian on the road, that's pretty much where you live.
You could go to a bar, a restaurant.
To jerk off in front of somebody?
Well, no, I'm saying there's other places to meet, and hang out and chat.
I guess. I mean,
Monkey, where would you masturbate in front of somebody like that, though?
Well, anywhere. I'm a
monkey. If not a hotel. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, monkey's an exhibitionist.
I thought you guys flung your feces or something.
Well, we do that too.
Chatmort says baby needs some WD-40. She's let's see. Well, here's a consequence of this. The premiere of Louis C.K.'s new film, I Love You, Daddy, was abruptly canceled on Thursday. Quote, due to unexpected circumstances, tonight's event for I Love You, Daddy has been canceled. Well, gosh, between that and Kevin Spacey losing his job, that's, yeah. So, yeah, that's, and then they go on to talk about Woody Allen in this article.
Okay.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with anything at this point. So, yeah, there you go. Louis C.K., the latest on the chopping block.
So, 2 chicks went to his hotel room and he took off his clothes and he got naked.
Yes, that's it. It's quantum physics right there.
All right, I guess.
Yeah, it's sort of like Schrodinger's cat, except it's Schrodinger's naked body, I guess. Be both unclothed and naked at the same time. It's weird.
Goals.
Have a follow-up to yesterday's story about the revelation that the racist graffiti at an Air Force Academy was actually done by one of the supposed targets of the graffiti.
Oh, yes.
This is an opinion piece. I'm not going to necessarily read everything, but I just thought I'd add this to the mix. Headline reads, Air Force Academy hoax doesn't change overall picture on hate crimes.
No, it doesn't, because so many of them turn out to be fucking hoaxes. It didn't change anything.
Well, I don't think that's the author's intention with this, but we'll find out. Yeah, no, I don't know for sure, but I'm just making an educated guess. Americans on the far right could hardly contain their excitement, judging by their effusive comments on social media. A widely publicized incident, which appeared to have been a hate crime, turned out to be a hoax. Again. It was time to celebrate. Sorry, what?
Again.
Yes, again. It was time to celebrate for extremists. Extremists! It was time to celebrate for extremists, okay, and for others who have joined President Donald Trump in claiming that anyone whose message they dislike is a purveyor of fake news. It was fake. It was a hoax. By the way, this is written by someone named Frida Giddies. Frida Giddies, a former CNN producer and correspondent, is a world affairs columnist.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she doesn't really have a real job. Okay. The incident in question occurred in late October at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Get back here. Uh-oh. Get back here. God. When someone wrote ugly graffiti outside the dorm room of black cadets in the Academy's prep school, scrawling messages including "Go home N-word." In response, head of the academy, Lieutenant J. Silvera, summoned everyone there for a stirring speech, a defense of tolerance and civility that quickly went viral. Quote, "If you can't treat someone with dignity and respect," he told them, "then get out." The speech has garnered well over 1 million views, and for good reason. It is a passionate defense of America's true values. Everyone should watch it. That remains absolutely true, even after the school revealed this week that the offensive graffiti was written by an African-American cadet, one of the students it was supposed to have targeted. Quote, "The individual admitted responsibility, has received administrative punishment, and is no longer attending the preparatory school," according to the academy. In the porous logic of prejudice, I'm going to start that over again just for the sake of being repetitive. In the porous logic of prejudice, hoaxes are leveraged to undermine any and all claims of racist attacks. No, they are there to remind us that everything must be taken with a grain of salt until the evidence is in and the investigation concludes, and that we should not jump to conclusions like CNN did.
Like so many did.
Yeah. Now, what the head of the academy said, taken by itself, is perfectly legit. There's nothing wrong with what he said at all. I mean, I'm glad, I hope that they weren't hunting down people on the basis of them not being black, trying to find the perpetrator in that fashion, or giving anybody else a problem because of it. But that aside, the news media is so dying for examples of hate crimes that they will pump up everything. And you know, the revelation of this being a hoax, do you think it's going to get nearly as much attention as the original complaint?
Of course it's not.
No.
And thank you, Sweeper Steven. Why can't you play Uno with the Mexican? Because they'll steal all the green cards.
Oh!
Well done. The speech that the guy gave after this incident supposedly happened was all about respect. There's nothing respectful about faking a hate crime.
Mm-hmm.
This puts everything he said into a different light, because it was a reaction to something that didn't even happen. It was moronic.
Let's see. She then spends 1, 2, 3 paragraphs still extolling the virtues of the guy's speech, which is fine. She talks about Trump. She talks about Trump's campaign. Now we get back to it. Okay. Oh, I love this. Regardless of who wrote the racist messages at the Air Force Academy, General Silvera's message remains as valid today as it ever. You just spent 5 paragraphs saying that exact same thing. Why don't you go to the subject at hand? No,
they have to beat the point into you to make it clear. No, what did she say?
Say it again, real loud. That's night-night chat.
Okay, so night-night, baby.
Night-night, Scribe.
Bye.
Okay, she's off to bed.
Yeah, so
little one.
Yeah, rather than say anything about the actual revelation of the hoax, she just goes on to. This lady is absolutely prevaricating across the board. The New Jersey politician who taunted women on the day of the Women's March, nothing to do with this.
The Women's March was stupid. Why not taunt women over it?
Yeah, so she doesn't even address the notion that this and so many other hyped incidents of quote-unquote hate crimes have been hoaxes.
Yeah.
And that all these things do, the people that do these things, all they are doing is muddying the waters for anyone who's actually the victim of such things. Not that I think that there should be a category of quote-unquote hate crimes in the first place. But if we're going to have that, you know, the boy who cried wolf syndrome here is just more and more becoming a problem. Because if someone is actually the victim of something, regardless if you categorize it a hate crime or not, every idiot that makes some kind of hoax up about it is undermining anyone who has got a legitimate claim. And the people like this lady who just sort of sidestep the question of the problem of people trying to gin up racial tension and racial conflicts, or just social conflicts, whatever the subject matter may be, with, you know, whether it's something against a religious group or a race or whatever else. She's just adding to the problem. She's not helping it. Regardless of what the academy head said that was you know, just a truism by itself, has nothing to do with this and the tendency of this to keep happening.
Well, like I said, this being a hoax makes what he said asinine because he was dressing people down for shit that didn't happen. The only person involved that was actually a problem was a jackass who was supposedly targeted by it.
Well, I mean, the people that were...
Why doesn't he get charged with a hate crime, considering he was targeting African Americans?
That is a good question. I always wonder about those things, because if it's a hate crime, if the act in and of itself is a hate crime, separate the perpetrator, why doesn't he get charged with a hate crime? All the people who like put like what was that guy that spray painted on the church or the mosque or that stuff? And do those guys ever get charged with a hate crime, even if they happen to be a part of the demographic that would classically be a target of such things? He targeted people of that skin color
because of their skin color.
Yeah, so he's immune from being charged with a hate crime, maybe? I don't know. I would think that this guy should be charged with something, or, I mean, does it qualify as a crime? I don't know. Spray painting, graffiti. Graffiti's a crime, obviously, but not exactly a capital crime. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. The last story I've got is either good news or terrible news, depending on what you think. And
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You're allowed to sneeze. So do you like Star Wars?
Sometimes.
Would you like even more Star Wars?
Oh, always.
Rian Johnson, writer-director of Star Wars The Last Jedi, to create all-new Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, no.
For director Rian Johnson, Star Wars The Last Jedi was just the beginning of his journey in a galaxy far, far away. Lucas, and this is from StarWars.com, so it's a little, self-aggrandizing here. Lucasfilm is excited to announce that Johnson will create a brand new Star Wars trilogy, the first of which he is also set to write and direct, with longtime collaborator Ram Bergman on board to produce. As writer-director of The Last Jedi, Johnson conceived and realized a powerful film of which Lucasfilm and Disney are immensely proud. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, the side information to this is that it will be taking place separate from the established Skywalker saga / continuity. My fingers are crossed, very, very crossed, that this is Old Republic shit. If this is Knights of the Old Republic stuff, I would be a happy, happy guy. If this is going to be 7,000 years in the future, I might even like that too. But anyway.
Oh.
What's wrong?
She's going to bed and she's not real happy about it.
Oh. There's so much excitement going on over here. That's why.
Well, there was snow today, so they stayed the night at Grandma and Grandpa's house, so she's already excited.
Oh.
But
there was snow?
Very little, just enough to... It was really crappy out at one point. It was actually a whiteout. So, yeah.
A whiteout?
Yeah, it was racist.
You were at the Oscars?
I need snow.
I hate snow.
Love snow.
No.
Monkey, you're such a Debbie Downer.
Weebo's a snow bunny.
I am.
I
was unaware of this.
I don't know. Do you like jumping around in the snow?
I like rolling in it and then snowboarding in it.
Close enough.
Does that count?
Sure.
If I'm going up in the air at high rates of speed on a board off a ramp, does that count as jumping in snow?
You mean like a catapult?
No, I mean like a ramp.
Oh, sure.
Terry Diamandis, did you say it was your birthday?
What?
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 You say birthday where?
I saw something earlier about womb excavation day or whatever the fuck.
Womb excavation day.
Oh boy.
You mean evacuation?
Yeah, that's the word I probably meant.
Because I love excavating a womb or two.
Terry says I may have whistles. It's Terry's birthday.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. Thank you, Point Curation. Easter, Halloween, and tea-giving Star Wars editions.
Man, Star Wars Halloween special. That's what we need. There's the Star Wars Holiday special. We need the Star Wars Halloween special.
We should hit all of them. We need the Star Wars Ramadan special.
Ooh.
That's where the Death Star just keeps blowing up over and over and over again.
Yay.
Okay. Terry. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Terry. By the way, you got some monkey in there singing with you too. That's a first.
Wow. Yeah. So other than that, unless you guys knew of something else going on, I was going to go to MSS News.
Nah, let's head over there.
All right, chat, if you have news stories you'd like us to read during the course of the stream, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely take a look. And this one doesn't have a headline to it. It's a video, so I can't do much about it unless this is something else. Oh, wait. No, it's a video. The headline, I can't play the video, but the headline says Starbucks pumpkin spice latte funds white supremacy ?
Doesn't this happen every year?
I think so.
Is this the old story when they were?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we talked about this in the past, but somebody sent me the Ralph Scott sent a video link. I can't play the video, but.
And guys, it's not that we don't like to get videos like that. It's just that we can't read those on air.
Yeah, and I don't have OBS going, and I don't share my screen and stuff, so it's a little awkward. Let's see. We talked about Louis C.K.
That sound is only cute when Grand Monkey does it.
Fight me, monkey.
I'll take you, midget.
Are you getting down with the sickness with that?
No, that's my mating call.
That's your mating call?
Ow.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? What does that mean in Greece?
That's why she's childless.
Oh. Okay, so I got sent this one by Punisher.
Yeah.
Punisher. And I think we read something about this a while back. How old is this story? No, okay, so it's a story that just came out, but it's mentioning something I know we talked about previously. And the headline is Smallville actor. If you remember, Smallville was the TV version of Superman way back when. Smallville actor Allison Mack is, quote, recruiting slaves for cult.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Now, we did talk about
talking about that.
Yeah, so do you remember the cult where it called Nexium, where the ladies were branding themselves in like a private home?
Yes, yes.
Okay, this is what this is about, but apparently this is a new story about that.
Oh, wow.
Smallville star Allison Mack has recruited as many as 25 women into the terrifying Nexium slave cult, according to the group's former publicist. Okay, so a cult has a publicist, just so you know.
Sweet.
Wait, what do they slaves do?
The actor has allegedly been brainwashed by cult leader Keith Raniere to recruit slaves into a secretive cult where they are forcibly branded with her initials and ordered to follow her commands 24 hours a day. The cult is called DOS, believed to be short for Dominus Obsequious Sororium, Latin for Master over the Slave Women. Okay.
My.
And is the dark side of so-called self-help group Nexium, according to Parlato, who was the first to lift the lid on the cult's sordid activities on his website, The Frank Report. In one shocking email seen by The Sun, slaves are told to fast for 12 hours a day, take cold showers, and perform a, quote, daily act to honor, unquote, their master. The email tells followers they must refrain from eating for 12 hours from the last time you have anything other than water with lemon or black tea with lemon and honey. They must also take a cold shower to, quote, build capacity for love through the tolerance of pain.
What?
Okay, so there are aspects to this that remind me of the bad, or I should say the, how do I want to put this? The less than consensual sides of BDSM culture. But it's been turned into a cult. It sounds very Gorian, and I think if Bloodwing's in the chat, he might know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'll just continue. The email states they must provide a new piece of collateral, what they call C, just the letter C, on the first day of every month, which can be published if the slave leaves the group or reveals its sordid secrets in order to prove their loyalty. Yeah, they talked about this in the previous article where basically they'd have to give over some deep, dark secret that could be blackmailed with.
Yes.
Whether they're pictures of themselves naked or, some other information or something. The collateral, well, they go on to say that the collateral is blackmail-worthy material such as nude pictures, videotaped confessions to crimes, or financial information. A screenshot obtained by The Sun shows the collateral Dropbox along with the names of some of Mac's slaves. They include India Oxenberg, the daughter of Dynasty actor Catherine Oxenberg, who recently met with prosecutors in New York and presented evidence against alleged cult leader Rainier. Dr. Danielle Roberts, who is currently being investigated by authorities in New York after allegedly branding some cult members with a hot iron in their public region. Oh, sorry, in their pubic region, pardon me, is also named in the screenshot. Bit of a difference. Parlato claims that if they fail to follow Mac's commands, they are beaten with a paddle, while Mac, who appeared as Clark Kent's sidekick in the TV show Smallville, is allegedly a master in the cult. But she still must allegedly obey leader Rainier and is also ordered to find bed partners for him, run 40 miles a week, and keep a strict diet to stay as skinny as possible. Parlato told The Sun, quote, Allison is both a victim and a perpetrator. She is a victim because she has been brainwashed by Rainier, and she is his slave. So she has to run 64 kilometers a week and keep a strict 500 to 800 calorie a day diet, but she has also recruited many women into this cult. Before he had good-looking women surrounding him somewhat, but what she did is use her glamour and celebrity to take it up a notch. She attracted a younger breed of women to the cult. At first, I thought she was second in command of DOS, but now I think she may be third in command. But ultimately, it all boils down to Rainier. He is the master of all the women. One of the things that is a terrible concept to Allison is that she is ordered to find Rainier bed partners, and she is conflicted because she really wants to be with him herself. I've had women who have escaped the cult tell me that they are told to sleep with Rainier, and Allison gets really jealous about it. And they tell her, look, I'm doing what I'm told. I don't even want to have sex with him. I'm forced to. Nexium claims to be a self-help business that has helped thousands of people reach their potential through courses. This goes on for another about page or so, but I honestly, being the morbid bastard that I am, I'm honestly waiting for the tell-all book that describes all of this because cults fascinate me.
Dude, same.
There's actually a video attached to this article between the leader of the cult and Mac. I don't know what happens on the video. I will look at it later. I'll put a link in the chat for those of you who are curious. That is really, really creepy.
Creepy, but fascinating.
Yeah. And so, like I say, I'm sure at some point there will be a tell-all book about all this, and I look forward to reading it because I'm really, or a documentary. A documentary might be.
Of course.
Anyway, that happy stuff aside, there's another super chat.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanguine. The new Hollywood diet, body by cult. Yeah.
Let's see. what's this? I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. This one comes to us from New Fate 26. The headline reads, Conservative Writer. God was answering prayers of Texas victims by letting them get shot.
Jeez, what the frick?
Hans Fine, I think I'm saying that right. Hans Fine, a Lutheran pastor who is also a regular contributor to the right-wing website The Federalist, has written a new column in which he explains that allowing 26 people to die at the hands of a crazed gunman at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas this weekend was actually God's way of answering their prayers. Fine begins his column by attacking liberals who have mocked Republican politicians who only offer thoughts and prayers for shooting victims and who don't take any direct action that could prevent further shootings. He then explains to liberals that it was part of God's plan that over 24 people would get shot up while in their own house of worship. Quote, "It may seem on the surface that God was refusing to give such protection to his Texan children," he writes, but we are also praying that God would deliver us from evil eternally. Through these same words, we are asking God to deliver us out of this evil world and into his heavenly glory, where no violence, persecution, cruelty, or hatred will ever afflict us again. So when a madman with a rifle sought to persecute the faithful at First Baptist Church on Sunday morning, he failed. Just like those who put Christ to death, and just like those who have brought violence to believers in every generation, this man only succeeded in being the means through which God delivered his children from this evil world into an eternity of righteousness and peace.
Fucking ironic.
Yep. So gun-wielding maniacs are God's instrument. Just so you know. This preacher effectively concurs with, I guess, fundamentalist Islam? I suppose. Maybe. What the fuck? Okay. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Weebo's silence. I thought everything got quiet real quick. If this headline is correct, this is insane. Everett man was shot in the head and left for dead for 3 days. A call girl with 13 outstanding arrest warrants allegedly spent $12,000 with the man's credit cards. Okay. An escort is accused of shooting an Everett man twice in the head after he hired her for sex. She left him to die at his apartment, according to a probable cause statement filed in court Wednesday. He was found 3 days later, alive, but unable to speak. At a hospital, a scan revealed two bullets lodged in his head. Officers were able to communicate with the man, 36, through hand signals and head motions. Detectives believe the alleged call girl, Marissa Wallen, 21, shot the man and stole his wallet to go on a $12,000 spending spree in Skagit County. Skagit County.
Sure.
Security footage from the man's apartment revealed the woman had visited 5 times in October. Cameras showed her entering the apartment for the last time at 8:45 p.m. October 21st, and she ran out the door at 10 p.m. clutching what appeared to be credit cards. Over the next 3 days, no one heard from the man. Motion-activated cameras suggest no one visited the apartment in that time. The man's employer grew concerned when he didn't log in for his stay-at-home job on the morning of October 24th. An officer went to the home in the 800 block of Hawthorne Street. His mother also called 911 around that time. She feared he might have had a medical emergency. Police opened the unlocked door. Sorry?
He kind of did.
You're cutting out, what?
Said he kind of had a medical emergency.
Yeah, it's true. He did, kind of. Police opened the unlocked door to find the man slumped against a wall with dried blood on his head. Whoa! What was that?
What was that?
Sorry, I just repositioned myself.
Well,
I'm sitting on a really noisy couch.
A noisy couch.
Yeah. You ever been on one before?
Are you at Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Haha. No.
Let's see. Friends and family told police the man rarely left his home, but lately they said he'd been visiting strip clubs in Seattle. Oh, this is, okay, this is, I guess, near Seattle, where he'd tell the women how much money he made. That's always a smart move, especially at strip clubs. Just here's a tip, guys. If you go to strip clubs, I understand getting attention for your money is basically what strip clubs are about, but also understand there's a lot of shady people that work at or hang around strip clubs looking for guys with money, just so you know. Detectives checked his bank accounts. 3 of his credit cards had been charged 82 times in Mount Vernon. Well, I suppose there's more than one Mount Vernon in the world. And Burlington from October 22nd to November 5th. Store security cameras showed the same woman, Wallen using the cards. Let's see. Ultimately, she'd admitted that he'd been paying her for sex. Wallen had gone to the apartment on October 21st, and she shot him twice in the back of the head, quote, because he was performing a sex act wrong.
Jesus.
According to her state. He was performing a sex act wrong, and you shot him twice in the back of the head. What sex act could he have been performing? Well, you had... Sorry,
obviously, all of them.
I don't understand. She left him for dead on the bedroom floor. Yeah.
He was going down on her.
Oh. Well, thank God that Lady Monkey didn't do that to you.
I'm telling you. I lucked out.
Let's see. What is she facing here? Let's see. Her bail's been set at $1 million. The woman had asked police to call one of her clients to help post bond. Jesus.
That's beautiful.
Well, first off, I hope the guy makes a full recovery, although getting shot in the head twice, I don't know if that is even possible. Secondly, I hope she goes away for a long time.
Yeah, long time.
Long time. How many more you want me to do, Monkey?
Well, I don't have much for YouTube time, so we could do 1 or 2 more.
Okay. This one comes from Drip. Just Drip. Oh, and by the way, guys, Twitter has extended the amount of characters you can have in your screen name to 50. So you could have a whole paragraph on there as your screen name now if you really wanted to. And by the way, as far as I know, the app for Windows 10 PC still only allows 140 characters. I tried uninstalling and reinstalling the app to see if that would like update it to get 280. Nope, I still am limited to 140. I don't know why, but that's the way it is. Let's see. The headline reads, knife-wielding man with porn magazine armor reportedly arrested after attempting to stab neighbor. And there's a photo of this.
I need to see this.
Okay, and it is incredible. His armor is a thing to behold. There you go. A man in Oklahoma was arrested Sunday after he reportedly showed up to his former neighbor's house armed with knives and pornographic magazines taped to his chest as armor, looking for a fight.
A real American hero.
It really is. Police said Donald Gaither or Gautier or something, I don't know, had an ongoing disagreement with his neighbor Troy Bagley, according to the news station. Gaither reportedly thought Bagley had gotten him kicked out of a mobile home park in Pontotoc County. Pontotoc? Things came to a head when Gaither showed up to Bagley's home and yelled, "Come out and get some." Gaither was reportedly holding 2 knives with 2 more secured at his waist. He also had a large weight attached to a lanyard and had created a man-made armor of sorts comprised of adult magazines taped to his body. When Bagley saw his former neighbor, he called police. Yeah, there you go. Quote, he appeared to be intoxicated somewhat. He did comply with the officers when he ordered them to the ground at gunpoint, and he was holding knives in both hands whenever the deputy confronted him. I'm surprised he didn't get shot. Yeah, so there you go.
Nice.
Kind of look, yeah, that's
So
creative.
does that make it wooden armor?
That was weak, Monkey.
That was good. Come on.
No.
Monkey, I am disappointed. You can do so much better than that. Come on.
I can, but that's what I was working with.
Yeah,
Nope.
Oh, y'all suck.
I mean, you could try to say something like he was going for the pornography defense.
Ah.
I don't know. Okay, this comes from CBS News, so you know it's got to be legit. This also is brought to us by Pissed Off Shih Tzu. Kenyan official wants crazy gay lions isolated.
Well,
So do I.
That
A
works.
wildlife photographer's candid shot of 2 male lions in what appears to be an amorous embrace at a reserve in Kenya has the African nation's moral authorities concerned about possible demonic possession or humans behaving badly and setting the wrong example for the animal kingdom.
They eat the poo-poo.
Those goddamn animals.
Demons also inhabit animals. Ezekiel Mutawa, the chief executive of the Kenya Film Classification Board, told Nairobi News in an interview posted online last week. The Film Classification Board. The recent photos
I missed 2 super chats. I missed a few actually.
Monkey.
I missed one from Sanguine. Thank you. So to him, the murderer wasn't a murderer in his suicide by deity plot. That goes back to the story about the idiot talking about how the people in the Texas church, Texas church, were getting their what they actually wanted. And one from Nope. Thank you. I direct messaged you, Monkey. I will check that out.
Yeah, it's those.
Sorry about that,
ones.
guys. And there's another one from Sanguine. Thank you, Monkey. Depending on how well used the porn was, it was lacquered armor.
Oh, that's a good one. Now that was a good one.
That works.
I feel like you're just sucking up. You just don't like my jokes.
I didn't like that joke. That's all. You know, 1 out of a million. The recent photos taken in a Kenyan wildlife area do show a rare sight: a male lion mounting another male lion in what resembles a sexual act, but experts say may have just been a way of showing dominance. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. The spectacle of 2 wild male lions in such intimacy was also observed in Botswana last year and has sometimes been interpreted as homosexual behavior, though lion experts say it is a relatively uncommon form of bonding or social interaction. Paul Goldstein, the photographer who captured the images in Kenya's Masai Mara Reserve in August, said many other species are known to engage in such behavior and that, quote, for example, he has seen giraffes doing it. It was just a dramatic thing to see, Goldstein said of the male lions. He was astonished by Mutawa's remarks, declaring it not normal and attributing the behavior to demonic possession or copying what he clearly believes is amoral human behavior. Okay, and this is actually an adult person in the world actually said this. I'm quoting this now. These animals need counseling because probably they have been influenced by gays who have gone to the national parks and behaved badly, said Mutawa. I don't know. They must have copied it somewhere or it is demonic because these animals do not watch movies, unquote. All right.
Oh, boy.
Nope had sent me the article. I don't know if you guys had seen it from USA Today about the possible modifications for the AR-15.
Yes.
Have you guys seen all the jokes about that?
Yep.
Yeah, the underslung chainsaw, the dildo, the lightsaber, I think somebody put like Ben Shapiro's face underneath the gun or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there is actually you can buy a 12-gauge shotgun attachment for an AR-15, and there is a chainsaw attachment.
Yo.
But they're not practical.
Right.
They're not.
Imagine that, unless you're like Ash from Evil Dead.
Yeah. From people
you're
who
breaking
hate
up a bit,
guns.
Monkey. Monkey, you're breaking up some. At least to me, you are.
Oh, damn it. There we go. Is that better?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Let me do one more here, just because this is a completely separate incident, but goes back to one of the first stories we covered tonight and yesterday.
I missed a super chat here. Lady Monkey's telling me, thank you. Posted a link to news if you want. We're going to do this last one, and we'll catch anything we missed tomorrow.
Okay, let me get back to it here. Black students demand charges for racist graffiti hoaxer. And this isn't the Air Force Academy.
Boy.
The Black Student Union at Kansas State University is demanding criminal charges against a black man who defaced his own car with racist graffiti and then filed a false police report. And here's the graffiti quotes. Whites only, go home, date your own kind, die, fuck you, and the N-word were just some of the racial slurs that Dontarius Williams, 21, painted on his own car before he filed a false police report. Williams called the Star, I guess that's a newspaper, after the incident, saying that he was going to leave the university because of the experience, but KSU said there is no record of him being a student. On November 1st, the Riley County Police Department reported that the vehicle was defaced with racist graffiti and a threat, and KSU student Andrew Hammond tweeted a photo of the damage. The incident quickly promoted the Kansas State University to increase security on campus, and the FBI opened up a civil rights investigation, but the investigation concluded after Williams admitted that he was responsible for the graffiti and apologized for his actions. Quote, I would like to deeply apologize to the community. The whole situation got out of hand when it shouldn't have even started, he said. Whatever that means. It was just a Halloween prank that got out of hand. I wish I could go back that night, but I can't. I just want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for the pain and news I have brought you all. The pain and news. I'm going to assume that was some kind of autocorrect problem, or I don't know. The police decided not to charge him with filing a false report, saying it would, quote, not be in the best interests of the citizens who reside in the local community. Quote, for his part, Williams was genuinely remorseful and expressed sincere regret that his actions had resulted in the negative media attention that resulted, the Riley County Police said in a press release, noting that Williams has had, quote, a series of conversations with Riley County Police Department Director Brad Schoen and Riley County Attorney Barry Wilkerson. Though Schoen acknowledged that Williams' actions, quote, had a decidedly negative impact on the community, he pleaded for the community to, quote, recognize that he, like many of us when we were young, is a young man who he's 21. He's old enough to drink. He's old enough to take responsibility for his actions. Why are you letting him off the hook? Funny I should say that. The Black Student Union at KSU, however, is not so willing to let Williams off the hook, calling for criminal charges against him in a statement posted on Facebook. Quote, we believe that criminal charges should be filed, and this would be in the best interest of the Manhattan community. The Manhattan community, okay. The statement declared, the fact that an African-American man committed this act should not undermine its effect on K-State students. After noting that the incident, quote, does not negate the current racist and discriminatory actions that continue to occur on our campus and in our community, state, and nation, the group went on to vow that, quote, no matter who wrote the despicable and hateful speech, we, the K-State Black Student Union, will never stand for hate or threatening speech. Okay. Well, I'm glad that they are... Yeah, go ahead.
Question. He says this is just a joke, a prank. It's just a prank, bro. They got out of hand. Did somebody else report it to the police, or didn't the article say he did it?
Well, he filed a false report, and he also told the local newspaper, I guess.
So where's the part where it was just a prank that got out of hand?
What's the punchline?
Filing the false report part of the prank?
And why are the local officials being so forgiving?
Oh, they're not going to charge a black man with a hate crime against black people. Are you kidding?
I know. It
would be interesting if they had, though.
Yeah,
that's a prosecutor protecting his job.
Probably. Anyway, so there's the MSS news for the night, guys. Thank you so much for sending the stories. We will get to Overflow tomorrow.
I have another question. According to the student union's statement, there's a ton of racism out there.
Yes.
How come that real racism never ends up in the news?
Don't know. Whoa, what was that?
Weebo, what are you doing to your mic over there?
Yeah, are you eating it?
Oh no, my alarm went off. I think maybe.
You know, Grand Monkey makes less noise playing with a microphone than you do.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
We just keep
Just
hearing
saying.
it.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that my? Do you hear it now?
You're scratching
I just
yourself?
heard a little scratching sound.
My God, you guys are so sensitive.
No, your microphone is sensitive. Whoa, do that again. Yes.
Weebs' crabs want to be on mic.
You dick.
Are they miniature? Are they miniature crabs?
Why?
hermit
Because I'm
crabs.
short.
Yeah.
Weebo got the hermit crabs.
Never heard that one before. Actually, I've never heard that one before.
Hey, there's a
Thank
first for
you.
everything. Shall we go on to YouTube time?
Yeah, sure.
Why
Let's
not?
do that. Weebs, what are you doing or working on?
I am working on a contributor to AJ Plus video type thing.
Ooh.
What's
Al
Al
Jazeera.
Jazeera Plus.
It's their little. It's their sort of like news / commentary YouTube channel.
Cool.
It's like they have their own diet version of Francesca Ramsey, ironically also named Francesca.
Oh, okay.
So I found a video about male fragility from them, and I'm going to be covering it, and it's awesome. I just have to. I finished filming it last night. I need to edit it and then edit the little skit things that I'm going to put in the video too. But I need someone else's help with that, and I need to reserve a room at the library for that. So,
Okay.
putting a little bit more effort into this video.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see Weebo's last video, watch it and make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end. I'm not going to tell you why. Just do it.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was awesome. Scribbles, what are you doing?
So I had talked the other day about working on a video about social location. After Monkey had a reaction to the phrase positionalities on an article we read. Turns out that the video I had looked at was actually one of three, the first of three short videos. So all the videos are like 3 to 4 minutes each. And as I started working on the first one, I realized I need to do them all at once because it's all one continuous sort of stream of consciousness, more or less, that they just chopped up into 3 videos. Okay. So it'll be a trifecta of, let's just put it this way. My ears got cancer listening to this today.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I got it all. I got the video all chopped up. I got my inserts. I have my script written. But by the time I got done with the script and recorded the audio, I was like, I can't take any more of this. I'll put it together tomorrow because really she's a family therapist. So in the vein of Dr. Hoff, but not Dr. Hoff, although she says some similar things. Her generalizations about people, assumptions of thought, and self-contradictions hurt my head when I tried to sort of like point them out and bring them. And, you know, it's like halfway through the 3rd video, she says something that's directly contradicted by something she said in the first 3 minutes of the first video. And so then I have to go back, grab that bit, and then pull it into the future of the video so it makes sense as to what I'm referencing, that kind of stuff. Oh, God. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to start putting that together tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have it posted tomorrow as well. I should be home early tomorrow because it is a holiday, but I have to work half day. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Tomorrow is a holiday.
Yep.
I keep
it's Veterans Day tomorrow. So if you have a veteran in your family and know you're a veteran, say thank you. Unless they're an asshole, then just don't say anything because it's not worth it.
I didn't do anything today. My next video, I actually know what it's going to be this time. I'm going to do a video highlighting Satsu. Satsu, yeah.
What did Satsu do wrong?
Nothing. It's what he did right. The one I talked about yesterday, his or maybe the day before, his video on the whole Facebook harassment thing. I really like how Satsu, even when in that video, he says, yeah, a friend request on Facebook is not harassment.
Right.
And he's going along with what everybody else says. And then he stops and he goes, but. And it's that but that is so important that so many people miss on some of these stories. That this guy was a doctor does change things a bit. It does make it creepy. If not harassment, at least fucking creepy.
Just a tad.
So yeah, I'm gonna be using Satsu to lengthen a video. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
Are you gonna you should title that video Satsu's Butt.
Satsu's Butt, that is awesome. Yes.
Yes. or like all about Satsu's butt or something like that. But Satsu's butt has to be in there somewhere.
Satsu's
Two
butt
T's
is
or one T?
Oh no. Oh, here you go. Satsu has a fine butt.
Oh my God, yes. Satsu's fine butt.
Satsu's fine butt. And with one T, just so there's no confusion later, like somebody thinks you misspelled it. But no. There you go.
Real quick. Thank you, Timothy Sealbeck. You're welcome. And you're welcome back. No, thank you so much. And Point Curation, props for reviewing someone you respect too. I've done that many times. I don't do it as much as I used to because of what Scribe talked about the other day with criminally undersubbed.
Oh, right.
When you do that, you do end up with a lot of people going, "Hey, what about me?" And here's the thing: I don't do the what about me's anymore. I just if I want to highlight somebody, I just throw it in there. And if not, if you throw your channel at me, I will probably won't do it. Not because I don't like you, but there are very specific reasons I do it. YouTube drama.
Monkey and I have drama.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do. We're gonna fight.
Yeah, he's moving on. He's moving in on my territory.
Guys. All right, go ahead.
So, what was it that little monkey said? Grand monkey said that. It was
okay. Yeah, I should tell the story for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter. Me and Grand Monkey had to run to the store today, and she's in the middle stages of potty training, so she's wearing panties all the time. And I told her, like, you need to go to the bathroom before we go. And I said, and Grandpa's going to go too. And she goes, yeah, you're a big girl and I'm a big girl.
Yeah. So since I'm like YouTube's trap now, apparently, that is infringing upon my content. Monkey, just you are the new BuzzFeed. You are literally BuzzFeed.
Literally.
No, literally. BuzzFeed.
That makes you Jacqueline Glynn.
Oh!
God damn it! Fuck.
Wait, so Weebo's got fake breasts? What?
Yes.
No, these tits are real.
Yay!
These tits are 100% all natural. Thank you very much.
Oh, they're all natural? Oh, good thing you don't have the camera on.
Real.
Yeah, that's why I don't have face cam on.
Yay.
Duh.
Would be face cam then.
I have one more Grand Monkey story before we get back to drama time. Little Butt has a chalkboard, and I found 2 pieces of her chalk and I put it on her chalkboard for her. And about an hour later, I look over and her chalk is sitting on a little table that she has. And I look at her, I go, why is your chalk on the table? And she goes, because I put it there.
Ask a stupid question?
You win. You win again. Damn it. Nope. Thank you. Prove it, Weebo.
I'm not proving that my tits are all natural. I can't do it. There's no way.
Did we hear what happened with Dankula?
It got postponed till January 5th, I think it was. Then no decision came down, so he's got to wait another couple of months. There was his lawyer did put forth a motion. Essentially, I'm misusing the terminology in the British courts and stuff. But basically, yeah, his lawyer put forth a motion that basically said to the judge, there is no case here. The prosecution has not proven that there's actually any a violation of the law. That was rejected. Then Dankula had to take the stand in some fashion, and we have the whole thing about that over there is Count Dankula. But yeah, apparently it's got pushed back for another month or month and a half.
That's so fucked up. They've been dragging this out so long.
Yeah, they tend to do that. There was actually a kid on my campus that got caught growing weed inside of his drawer the first semester, and he had a grow light and everything. Nothing happened, but for an entire year, they dragged out the court proceedings. It was crazy, but they didn't do anything to him at all. It was weird.
Well, did you guys see the New York Post video about Dankula?
No, I think I might have seen a link in Twitter about it, but I didn't see it. So.
Oh, it was
it
such a
cancer?
Basically, what they do is they go over what happened. You know, he taught his dog to do it, and they show some of the footage of it, and then it ends with apparently you can teach an old dog new tricks, but you can't teach what was the term they used? Disgusting person to be nice or some shit like that.
What?
Yeah. They even acknowledge in there that he said, he was just doing this to be a shithead to his girlfriend. But yeah. Because I saw the links and everybody's like, this is fucked up. And I'm watching. I'm like, I don't get what's fucked up. And then that end happened. I was like, oh, yeah, you guys are dicks. Dirtbag.
Damn.
Thank you, Peter. That's what they called him. You can't teach a dirtbag to be, or common decency, I believe is what they said.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I saw a comment in chat. Apparently, Vegan Gains doxed some family, and I looked it up on Twitter. There's a video, I guess.
He doxed an entire family.
Vegan Gains doxes a family for mean comment. Who's this video by? Would he actually do something that petty though?
Vegan Gains? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I've never one-on-one personally interacted with the man, so
This is a guy who wanted to film his grandfather dying to prove that meat is bad for you.
That was Vegan Gains?
Yeah, that was that dickhead.
Oh shit, what up?
Richard is a dick. And that is confirmed. Hashtag confirmed. Richard's a dick.
Dog. Get it, hot dog, because he's a vegan?
Yeah, I get it.
Har, har.
For a Canadian, he's a real asshole.
Yeah.
You don't run into many Canadians that are like that. You'd expect that from a German.
I am a real Canadian. Oh.
Bearing Cab.
Is Bearing Cab the one who put the video up?
Yeah, why does that name sound familiar to me?
Bearing Cab has been around for a while, and he's the one that told Bearing about Christy Winters and Danny Quartz's involvement in his doxing.
Oh, okay. That's why I recognize that name.
It's the love child of Bearing and Copper Cab.
Yes.
Hot diggity dog.
But he doesn't go by the name.
Is that your catchphase, Weebo? Hot diggity dog?
Hot diggity dog.
I like the word diggity.
Ms. Slim, I wasn't hating on Germans. Germans are just, mean.
Yeah, minding freedom just is mean.
Yeah.
A mean individual.
They killed a bunch of Jews and tried to take over the world.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Polish.
And they poop on each other for fun. It's weird.
What? I'm sorry.
I'm not convinced the Polish that the Germans did anything wrong with the Poles.
Are you mitigating black people's struggle, monkey? The
Polish?
The Polish aren't that smart. They might have just seen a mannequin or something and thought the Germans were coming.
Monkey?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you want to go right now? Let's fight. Come on, we now have real drama.
They could have been watching the news and just freaked out.
Guys.
I will.
When I was little, Polish jokes were all the rage.
Yeah, Polish jokes were a thing back then.
The amount of Polish oppression that happens in this country is too damn high.
So what would a hate crime against the Polish be like these days, I wonder? What kind of hoax?
Bitch slap us with pierogi.
I was about to say, what kind of hoax could you pull, Weebo? on your own people.
Essentially, I would smear pierogi all over the walls with in the words "fuck Polish," and then like a swastika in pierogi.
And then people would read that and it'd be like, they want me to fuck Polish?
Thank you, Point Curation. Canada is racing Sweden to the bottom. Don't forget. True story.
You guys suck. I'm reading the chat, and the chat sucks. Thanks, guys. You make me feel so good about my heritage.
Well, it's not your fault. Well, see, here's the thing. We need to talk about Polish realism.
Oh, God. Hey, Weebo, does your family actually, semi-serious question, does your family actually celebrate like Polish traditions or anything like that?
My grandmother does, but my grandfather is actually German, so.
Oh, that's awkward. So, did your grandfather conquer your grandmother?
Sounds like it.
You bet.
So, what's a unique Polish tradition?
So.
Tripping over their own feet.
Oh, shit.
He's not wrong,
sorry.
and that's why it sucks. You can't go up
okay.
a flight of stairs without falling.
Real quick, Miss Slim One, thank you. We were drinking tea in the 30s and 40s.
No. Oh.
Oh my gosh. So the Polish were really friendly, but if you've been following Polish news, we're friendly to the point of not letting people into our country.
Okay.
Well, they've had problems with that before.
Yeah, so we have learned. So we're all about private property, if you know what I mean.
So that's a Polish tradition?
Yes.
Now it is.
Now. It has to be. Polish fighting stands in a circle. Oh God, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh yeah, there are jokes about Polish sausage festering wound. There are tons of them.
So do we have a deep topic, or are we just going to make fun of Polish people?
I do. We can make fun of Polish people too, though.
Okay.
I want to talk about the concept of just a kid.
Okay.
Because I heard it I was talking with somebody on Twitter today, and they brought it up in regards to Rage After Storm, that she was just a kid. And you mentioned it in that article about the guy who's did his own, the racist graffiti on his own car. They mentioned that he's a kid when he's, what, 21?
Yes.
I have an issue with talking about adults, even young adults, as just a kid. Yeah, you make a mistake, and young people make mistakes, even young adults, but they're not kids anymore. We legally recognize them as adults at 18, and I'm getting real tired of the excuse just a kid. Just a kid doesn't mean you can't be criticized or that you can't be punished for doing stupid shit. And I'm just seeing it more and more lately. And then I remember the memes that we've seen about, it's a meme that shows 18-year-olds today versus 18-year-olds when they were storming the beaches at Normandy.
Mm-hmm.
They were just kids, and they still had to fucking charge Nazi machine gun nests from a fucking beach when they were wide open. That you don't get to just go, hey, just a kid, and that's the end of it. Weebo, you're just a kid. What do you think?
I think that actually, I have to agree with you completely. My experience as a kid has taught me that even just kids can be are capable of taking up a shit ton of responsibility when they don't have to. Like, so my dad has always believed that his children should be able to handle any which situation with the maturity of a fully grown adult at any age. So at a very young age, at like 2 years old, he gave me a freaking hammer because, why not give a 2-year-old a hammer? They should start helping out around the house.
He gave
if they
a
want
Polish kid a hammer?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
But as like he gave us responsibilities that he knew we could handle because he'd raised us to be able to handle responsibilities. So when I got into my first car accident, I was the one that had to pay for the damages. I was the one that had to do all the fixing of the car stuff. I had to take full responsibility for everything that went down, and I acknowledged that. So I think it has to do a lot with the way that you're brought up, but it also has to do a lot with the way that like you view things in life. And there comes a time in a person's life when they have to realize that to be an adult is to take responsibility, and you can't escape that responsibility forever unless, you know, you want to live in your parents' basement for the rest of your life with, you know, nothing.
Well, isn't giving them responsibility and making them take responsibility part of helping them grow up so they're not just fucking kids?
Yeah. See, the whole concept of responsibility. My dad has always made it a point of if you want to if you want to be your own person, that's fine, but you can be like you can have your own rules so long as you are not living under my like roof.
Okay.
So in order to like take responsibility, I had to acknowledge that if I wanted to be my own person completely, I'd have to like make that extra effort. I don't know how to explain it. I have the intent to move out as soon as possible to become like financially responsible and have a job as soon as possible. Like the moment I graduate, I do not want to go back home because I acknowledge the fact that if I go back home, it's my dad's house, my dad's rules, and like I'm not a full adult at that point, and I've grown used to the fact that I want to be responsible for myself and I want to have that freedom. So it is just kind of instilled from a very early age. Am I making sense?
You are.
Okay.
What do you think, Scribe?
I think if they're going to progressively make older and older people less and less responsible for their actions like they were children, then they need to raise the drinking age up to 30. It's ridiculous. That article we just read, 21 years old and somehow, he's just young, he's a young man. No. 13 is a young man playing a stupid prank and not understanding the consequences of the long-term or wider consequences of his actions. 21, you're infantilizing adults.
Yes,
that is what they are doing. That is what they are allowing. That is what they're promoting. And so as long as I've mentioned this before, it's a concept that is generally reserved into economic circles and stuff, but it goes for life in general. It's called moral hazard. The more that you bail somebody out, the less incentive they have to take responsibility for their own actions. This is what the whole bailing out the banks thing did in the economic crash of 2008. It's like, well, if you bail out these big banking houses, the government swoops in, then they have no reason not to shape up for the next time if they think there's always going to be a golden parachute for them or a hammock or whatever you want to call it. This guy, for the example of the graffiti thing, this guy was a legal adult at 18. He doesn't get a pass for being a kid. He doesn't get a pass for being a young man. Unless you come to me and say, this guy has diminished capacity because of, learning disability or brain damage or something else, blah, 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 and he wasn't as responsible for his actions as your average, normal, healthy adult. Okay, you might have a point there. Otherwise, no. And letting him off without any consequences is telling other people that, I can do it too as long as I say I'm a young man. No, not at 21, not at 18. Hell, I'd even argue not even at 17. But I hate this because, I had to be responsible for myself lickety-split. The moment that I was out of the house, and this is just going to college, I was on my own and I was responsible for myself. And everything that happened, I didn't have anybody there to save me. I didn't have anybody there to sort of like bail me out. I was on my own. And I knew that before going in because, you know, as much of a jerk my father was to me, he instilled in me the old time values of take care of yourself and you're responsible for your own actions. I wish that would happen more these days, but apparently not.
Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing about kids. They're not kids. They're not children anymore, for fuck's sake. You're an adult. And you know what? That doesn't mean you can't make stupid mistakes. It just means that those stupid mistakes are yours. You own them.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like with what Real did yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, he got called out on something that to most of us was a violation of principles, let's say. Not that what he said about no bullshit was quote unquote wrong or inappropriate or something, but that to trample on someone else's right to speak is the same as trampling on anybody else's right to speak, because that's the antithesis of free speech. And, you know, his first reaction was to be hot under the collar against you. And then he took a step back, took a breath, looked at what he did, and said, you know what? Cross the line. And I wish more people in life would do that. And it doesn't, and it's no mark against Real for having done that. It's a mark in his favor, because this, like we said last night, this is how you learn. This is how you become an adult. You look at your mistakes, you acknowledge that you made a mistake, and you try to apply that experience into the future in case it comes up again. That's called wisdom. And you don't get that by getting bailed out and saying, oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. You're young. You don't know any better. Bullshit.
Well, that was the discussion I had about Rage After Storm. I think the backlash she got was way over the top. I really do. She said some horrifically stupid shit. But she was getting like death threats in her comment sections, what I'm told. And if that's absolutely true, that's fucking retarded. But the criticism she got, the genuine criticism, I have no problem with any of it. And saying she was 19 doesn't excuse going on to social media and basically saying black people are dumb. And can't help being dumb, because that's just how they're born. No. that you deserve criticism for that, and you don't get to go, well, I'm only 19, because she actually used that excuse with somebody. One of her responses to somebody was, I'm only 19. Like, that's the same age you were when you made this stupid fucking statement. If you're going to, you know, make public statements like that, then I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck how old you are. Anarcho-autism says race is real. Sorry, I don't have a problem with race being real. I have a problem with saying black people are stupid and using that as a way to separate them from society. Because let's be honest, that's, you know, this is my problem with race is real. Fuckers aren't real about what you're talking about when you say it. Because nobody's saying it as a way to, you know, help black people. It's a way to go, we need to get Negroes out of here. They're bringing us down. And you know what? Fuck that. Sorry, mini rant there. We are close enough to the time that we're going to go ahead and open it up to chat. If you have questions, comments, concerns, now's the time to throw them out there. If you guys had more comments on the whole kid thing, I wasn't cutting you off. I just want to go ahead and open it up to him.
I said my piece.
I have one thing to say, though. The great irony of my father is that while he gave me a lot of responsibility, he did not grant the same type of responsibility to my brother. That is to say that when it came time to help him apply for college, or for my brother to apply for college, my dad kind of shivved off the responsibility of helping him onto me, regardless of the fact that, like, when I applied for college, the whole process I did by myself, no help from anyone. So he kind of had me, like, and I don't know, I don't mind, but he had me help my brother, like, more than I was helped. And it kind of felt a little bit unfair because I never got help.
Don't you wish you had, though?
Not really, because my dad doesn't know what he's doing, so.
Well, and isn't it, I mean, not that situation is necessarily ideal, but doesn't it, when you have to do something all on your lonesome and you accomplish it, doesn't it mean more? Honestly,
Yes, it does.
yeah. I mean,
I got all of those
sorry.
scholarships by myself.
Yeah.
I figured out how to do all of that by myself. I wrote my own friggin' essay by myself. By the way, it was about that time that I ate a fish
Oh yeah.
By yourself?
by myself. Yeah, no, the rite of passage where I have to like shot bag a friggin' fish. Yeah.
Oh, is that a Polish thing?
No, it's a family thing. Whenever we
Oh.
turn 17, because there are like 5 grandchildren in the family,
Mhm.
you gotta knock back a living fish.
Okay.
It harkens back to the old Polish traditions of not realizing you can cook things.
Yeah, there you go. No,
Funny.
but it reminds me there was this guy in high school back before I knew anything really. There was a guy in high school I knew, and he had this this really ugly jacket, or at least I thought it was ugly, and he always wore it. And so one day I asked him, I says, "Why do you keep wearing that jacket? Is it like a family heirloom or something?" And he says, "No, I bought this with money I earned." And that was all that was his story, and it always stuck with me. I'm like, that is actually a very profound thing to say. You know, this I bought this with money I earned. And so, you know, once in a while I'll look at like you know, if I look at my wardrobe, I say, you know what, I paid for all of that myself. Now, I wasn't handed anything. I did my time at work. I saved my money and everything else. I have this not because it was bestowed upon me, because I bought it with money I earned. And I always thought that was a very simple but profound notion that I think more people should try to appreciate.
The Jack Cochran says, to be fair, Ranting Monkey, the Polish discovered fire in 1920.
Is this going to be a regular thing now?
You know my favorite
When
Polish
you're on,
joke?
yes. Yeah, when you're on, it's going to be now.
My favorite Polish joke is that the Polish invented the toilet, and then 20 years later, the Germans came along and put a hole in it. Thank you, Point Duration. I support Ranting Monkey with money I earned, and I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much.
And that's what I said at the anniversary show. I said, you know, when people drop $10 on me to do an ad, I look at that and say somebody worked an hour. I'll just say on average, worked an hour to have me make an ad for them, and I don't take that lightly.
Go Scribe.
Did you see on Twitter about someone threatening Blair White at her home? I did not, and that's
I
fucked
saw
up.
that. That was fucked up.
That's YouTube drama. I didn't hear about that. What's the skinny?
So apparently, some guy was outside her room.
Oh shit.
Or not her room, but her apartment, and he was like, I don't know, asking to come in and use her charger or charge his phone. Yes, he was trying to charge his phone, I guess. But she called her boyfriend and asked. Hang on, I'm looking for the tweet right now. Actually.
Okay, so this wasn't somebody who knew it was Blair White.
I don't think so.
Oh,
No. How do you sink a Polish battleship? Put it in water. Sorry, Weebs.
It's okay. I'll live with it.
That's what you get for wanting to fight me.
I'll fight you. I think it might have just been a random person who didn't know who she was online, though, because that's what it felt like.
Okay.
Reading.
A couple of things while you're looking for that. Sanguine, Ranting Monkey, when someone is young and dumb, I think that warrants a nicer response than when they're old and dumb.
Patient response, maybe. Depends.
I don't think you're doing him any favors.
I guess she deleted the tweets. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Dragon Source Rex says, hi, Ranting Monkey. I'm new to the channel. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying it.
Hello. I guess it depends on what your relationship with the person is. If you're a friend of theirs, you might take a more mentoring big brother tact to it, depending on what the situation is. Otherwise, if like with I Think I'm Real, he does this stuff as a matter of course. He puts his stuff out there in the public square. He presumably, you know, exposes himself to as much criticism as he gives out. There's no real reason to quote unquote hold back. I mean, there's no reason to get too punitive about it necessarily, depending on what he did or what somebody does. But yeah, you don't teach somebody a lesson by soft pedaling the response for doing something that's questionable, let's say.
Well, if we take the example of the guy who graffitied his car, I think he should get the same punishment as somebody my age doing the same thing. I don't think I don't think you help him by, going soft on him for it. You don't. Granted, this is something that you're not going to throw the book at somebody over anyway.
Right.
It's a misdemeanor thing that okay, move on. This was stupid. Don't do it again. But I just have a problem with the kid gloves with adults because you don't help them mature by still treating them like child, by infantilizing them.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, he graffitied his own car and he wasn't targeting anybody technically, blah, blah, blah. The guy at the Air Force Academy, definitely, if they were going to charge, if they had planned on filing hate crime charges against whoever they caught on it, then he should be charged with hate crimes. Yeah. That's just the long and the short of it.
There are some great Polish jokes going on in chat right now.
Oh, Jesus.
How do you get a one-armed Polak out of a tree? Wave to him.
Oh, boy.
Where was the other one? Did you hear about where is it? Did you hear about the Polish ice hockey team? They drowned during spring training. Come on, that's great.
Yeah.
Fucking Prussia, man.
Prussians.
Point Creation says, Ranting Monkey, what about being old? Banksy Style did a video about George H.W. Bush grabbing someone's ass. We covered that story, and he's apparently done it to a lot of people, and he makes... This one I give George a pass on because he's trying to make an awkward situation better, and to do so, he tried to use humor, and it's just a bad joke. His arm only goes up so far. He's in a wheelchair, and it comes to people's asses. So I forget the joke that he makes.
Did they ever specify? I just heard that he made like a crude joke.
The second day that we covered it, we actually got the joke. I just don't remember what it was. Something about...
I don't remember either.
His favorite something or other. Anyway, yeah. But does that make it right? I don't know, because I'm... Did he grab that girl's ass, or did his hand end up there because that's where it ends up on everybody he hugs at that level?
Yeah, to try to do a picture with. He was trying to put his arm around your waist, and that's as far as he can reach.
Yeah, and he makes a joke, and that suddenly it's not, that's as far as he can reach. It's him being a dirty old man. He's trying to make a joke to make it better,
to show he's not trying to be creepy, which of course it maybe backfires, but I don't know. Hard to tell.
Boy.
Are religious jokes okay here? Knock yourself out.
Dude, all jokes are fantastic.
Religious jokes. Like Nexium. Nexium, the starvation sex cult.
Oh, Weebo, I'm going to need you to do a video for me on this. How do you stop the Polish army on horseback? Turn off the carousel.
Oh,
put myself on a carousel.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
What's my weirdest kink?
Oh, there it is. There's the joke. I'm sorry, I'll let you get to your weirdest kink here in a minute. The joke that George W. or H.W. Bush says is, "Do you know who my favorite magician is? David Copperfield." That's what it was.
Oh God.
Oh,
that's bad. I mean, that could be taken a whole bunch of different ways, obviously, but whatever. He's an old
man. It's not the best joke in that situation. It's not the best joke anyway.
Yeah. But he's an old.
But it really does sound like he was just trying to make an awkward situation better with humor. And anyway, Weebo, what's your weirdest kink?
That's a good question. What are we defining as kink?
Outside the norm of standard sexual interests, I guess.
Feet, balloons, that kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Balloons? Who the fuck? What?
You'd be surprised. But anyway, what's yours?
Surprised.
If you care to answer,
Yeah, you don't have to answer.
I'm trying to think. It's been a while since.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
It's been a while since I got laid. I'm kind of salty about that.
Didn't you see your boyfriend like last weekend or something?
A month ago.
Was it a month ago? I thought it was something more recent. Okay.
No, I wish. We use leather handcuffs if that counts.
Do you like it? I mean, is it something that you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Well, not like prefer to the norm, but like if
Yeah.
we need to spice things up a little bit, yeah.
Cool.
That doesn't happen
Weebo,
very often though. So
wait. Does he use them on you or do you use them on him?
either.
Oh, okay. Switches. All right.
We're very flexible with the roles.
Mm-hmm.
Why did Jesus sink last time he tried walking on water? He had
He had
holes
holes in his feet.
That is beautiful.
Blasphemous! Oh Jesus!
Weebo Jones, do you have any revenge plans on Ranting Monkey and Scribe?
If I did, I
What did
wouldn't
I do
voice
to
them
her?
right now.
Wait, what did I do? What I know what Monkey did. What did I do?
You
I
get
know I'm
drugged down
Polish,
just 'cause
but I'm
you're
not
with me.
dumb.
Yeah, whatever.
Did the Polish ever find the recipe for ice?
Oh Lord.
Oh fuck. Oh man, I'm so
Oh.
sorry that happened.
if
I'm
a
really not.
Yeah.
Pollock throws a pin at you, run. The guy's got a live grenade in between his teeth. That's great.
Who do you think would be scarier to meet in a dark alley? Hillary Clinton or Pennywise the Clown? Well, Pennywise is fictional, so Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hillary. If I were a real woman, I'd get a lot more action. No, if I weren't living 4 hours away from my boyfriend, I would get a lot more action.
Or if you were a skanky hoe.
That too.
How?
I'm not a skanky hoe. I've only ever had sex with one man.
Ever?
At
Ever.
a time.
Wow. Okay.
No, only
time.
one person ever.
Wow.
Like just one.
So you're gonna marry
Oscar
this guy?
Freeman.
Huh?
Are you gonna marry this guy?
Well, that's the intention. I mean, like, I don't necessarily get into relationships just for shits and giggles. It's kind of like, yeah, that's the expectation.
No more, you sure 1000 says, looking like that and hasn't been laid in a while. What the fuck is wrong with her boyfriend? They are apart from each other right now.
They are geographically separated. It's not
It's
a matter
not like
of lack
he's in
of
the same
desire.
room. Yeah, he's not in the same room going, fuck it, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. The when we are together, it's not an issue, but there's the distance that is a problem. Sniffles.
Ranting Monkey, so you still think we are a well-behaved chat? Yes, I do. You guys are awesome.
Well behaved, yes, because you're engaged, you're paying attention, and you're contributing.
Yeah.
Ranting Monkey, is taking pot shots at Weebo Jones one of your favorite hobbies? I wouldn't say one of my favorite hobbies, but it's fun.
I bet.
Why do Polish names end in ski? Because they can't spell toboggan.
God damn it. Well, I don't need to. It's right there.
Wah, wah. So wait, your real name is Weebo Joneski?
Joneski.
How'd you know? God damn it. Scribe, you just doxed me.
I took a guess. I'm a Polish detective.
Weboski Joneski.
Weeboski Joneski.
That's my new Twitter name now, okay?
Oh, you got 50 characters to work with now.
Weboski Jones.
Weboski Joneski.
I'm gonna die. This is hilarious.
Hey, bud.
Who is it? Clunky or Sunky?
Clunky.
Hi, Clunky.
I heard they closed the zoo in Warsaw. The duck died. Wow.
Damn.
Welcome to Polish Joke Night.
Yay.
God damn it. Yeah, rename the stream Polish Joke Night.
See, she's not a trap. She's just Polish and doesn't know better.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be offended by that or
do your thing.
not.
Whatever works. How do you keep a Polak in suspense?
I don't know how. Fuck! I feel
that is one of my favorite jokes that you can throw anything in there.
Oh, I know you should rename the stream.
What's that?
Scribe and Monkey Polish Weebo.
Nice.
That sounds like a really fun sex act. Scribe, which one is that?
Well, it depends on how you pronounce the word. It's either Polish or Polish.
Oh my God, guys, do you have any more questions, comments, concerns, things you want us to talk about? Throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't enjoy the jokes. I do enjoy them.
Yeah, conversation pieces.
Why did the Polish chicken farm fail? They buried the chicken's head first.
God damn it.
That should be they planted, I think.
Planted. Yeah, we get one.
Knock knock. Who's there? Polish burglar.
No, Stacy, I eat Greek sausage. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you do.
Has there been any questions or just jokes? There have been a few questions.
How do you say Greek sausage in Greek?
That's a good question. Let me Google that.
It's the only kind that I ask.
Scribe Light, how much for just the script to an ad? That's from Dark Goliath. I'll let you.
You want me to write you a script? Same, I would say. I mean, if you just want me to like write a script and then send it to you somehow, then yeah.
Greek for sausage is lukaniko.
Lukaniko.
That's actually really easy to pronounce.
Favorite 80s TV show? Ooh, I liked a lot of 80s TV shows, but I'm going to go with Knight Rider or A-Team.
Randy Dimmick said it before. I mean, as far as the chat lag is concerned, said it before Weebo did. So I think Randy Dimmick knows Greek. Ooh, maybe you have a pen pal there, Weebo. You can talk Greek.
Oh snap! Talk Greek to me.
Say something Greek to Randy, and that only he'll be able to understand.
Something Greek to Randy that only he will be able to understand. Fuck! I fucked that up.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean is like say something Greek and see if he responds correctly back to you in the chat. Only you would know, basically.
Hang on. Let me pull up my Unit 5 sentences. Why don't I?
Unless you used Google Translate.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's your favorite YouTuber that you disagree with?
That I disagree with?
Just to everyone.
YouTuber that... Well, there's YouTubers I have disagreed with at points in the past, not like consistently. I don't know if I pay attention to somebody I disagree with consistently. Dr. Hoff. Dr. Hoff is my favorite YouTuber that I disagree with.
I would say Ash Hardell.
Yeah.
I just want to give that girl a nice hug. Go ahead.
You ready for a sentence?
Sure.
Ok ikana to mon. Oh fuck! I fucked it up.
That's German.
It's all Greek to me.
I actually don't know what the sentence says. I haven't translated it yet.
Oh, okay.
What is long and hard that a Polish bride gets on her wedding night? A new last name.
Uh-huh.
Wah, ski. Joneski.
Thank you, Cryptic. A photon checks into a hotel and asked if he'd need any help with his luggage. He says, "No, I'm traveling light."
Har.
Well done. I like jokes.
What do you think about Andy Worski, Some Black Guy, and Bunty King streaming with Coach Red Pill and Aiden Paladin? Did that happen today?
I rarely care that people stream together, unless it's
I watch
streams. Yeah.
So that would be interesting to say the least. I like Aiden Paladin. She's a very smart lady.
Okay.
Monkey's not so sure.
No, she's very well researched. She's tiptoeing a little too close to that race realism line for me.
Well, right now, yeah, but I mean, like past videos. Wait, was her most recent video? Is that the one you're talking about?
I didn't even watch all of that. I got about 5 minutes in, and something else grabbed my attention.
Same.
If you were on the Dukes of Hazzard, which character would you be? I would be Bo Duke, damn it.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah, well, obviously Weebo would be Daisy Duke.
Weebo, if you wear Daisy Dukes, do they go all the way down to your ankles?
What's a Daisy Duke?
What?
Look up Daisy Duke's shorts on Google. You'll see.
Zenith says she explicitly made qualifications for her views on race, Monkey. I have a problem with people who make qualifications for their views on race.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh, those are some tight blue shorts.
Yeah, they are.
Aren't they though? God, they were so beautiful.
Yeah, on the TV
I
show.
wear those to bed.
Oh,
damn!
Oh.
And
but like, not Gene. Bye, Scribe.
Oh.
Have fun with that one.
Well, I gotta mute myself for a second.
Jesus.
Are you like super old though? And I'm like not.
Not super old. He's
I'm
in
38.
his late 30s.
Yeah. I don't
That's
look at
like
them.
so many years.
I'll tell you what. I don't and not to toot my own horn, but I definitely look a hell of a lot younger than other late 30s people that I have known or come across. I have aged well.
Zenith is upset with me over this whole Aiden Paladin thing. Zenith says she said they were merely statistical averages. Okay, what I said was she's getting really close to that line. I didn't say she's crossed it yet. She's just getting there. And if she does cross it, you can be sure there will be a video about it.
Of course there would be. Wait, there's old Weebo Jones.
What?
No more. You sure? 1000 says, do you remember the old Weebo Jones, black guy who gave tips on being a hood rat? Funny guy. I'm sorry. Whom's the fuck?
Don't know that one.
I don't remember at all.
I know that if I go into YouTube and I try to look up Weebo Jones, the first thing it says, "Did you mean Weeaboo Jones?" And I like no, but I've never looked it up.
Every time.
Yeah, I don't know who Weeaboo Jones is, so maybe that's who he's talking about.
God damn it.
Yeah, when I go to look for somebody's channel that I follow, I don't go to my subscription list because I follow too many goddamn people. So I have to type in you guys' names. Weebo, yours is always a pain in the ass because it always asks, "Did you mean Weeaboo?"
Weeaboo Jones.
I guess I'm just not big enough then.
Oh, you can't be.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Fuck
You're
you,
tiny.
Scribe.
You just gotta stretch your bones out some, maybe someday.
You know, I've considered that. I've been that desperate.
Really? Bone extensions? All right.
Chatmore asks, how do people sleep in clothing without getting gross and sweaty?
Turn on the AC.
Chatmore, are you sleeping naked?
Yeah, Chatmore. Tell us more.
Scribe, I thought you batted for the other team.
Excuse me?
Chatmore's a girl.
Chatmore's a girl. Or at least I should say, Chatmore's avatar and online persona is that of a female. It could be all a put on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But she has her own video series on her YouTube channel, so it's a really good act. Otherwise,
yeah, because like it shows her face and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I was unaware.
Very pretty woman.
Yeah.
Bobby.
By the way, y'all, I sleep naked.
That's nice. I wish I could, but I have a roommate.
Unless it's freezing, because my apartment doesn't really retain heat that well, then I might wear, pajamas or something. But usually I end up taking them off in the middle of the night.
Until this whole thing happened with my neck, I got really hot sleeping, so I would only sleep with a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a really, even in my sleep, I could keep it covering my junk and just the rest of me out. Now, at present, there are 4 blankets I sleep under, but damn. I'm still naked.
Oh, fuck.
If you got it, flaunt it, says your boy Pat. Absolutely. Yep.
Again, I would, but I have a roommate who wouldn't appreciate that.
Well,
no, you have a roommate who would put that shit on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you and your roommate need to start a Pornhub channel then.
There you go.
You know how successful that would be?
Super duper.
Yeah, I would. But I have
Is your
standards.
roommate Asian?
No, she's I think she's Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican Republican.
Dominican Republic.
Dominican, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican Republic, somewhere in there. You know.
I did that on purpose.
Indigenous.
Swear.
Jack Cochran says maybe your roommate would appreciate it. You should try it and find out.
And take
My
pictures.
boyfriend
Trying to
wouldn't
get you and your
appreciate it,
roommate
though.
together.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think my roommate feels that way about me. I don't feel that way about her. We barely talk. She's never there, except for when it's least convenient for me.
Maybe she would be if you slept naked.
Wow, wow.
I'm just throwing that out there.
You're not getting a Pornhub video, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, there's plenty of Pornhub videos already out there, so don't worry.
There really are. There's a lot of them.
Let's
I
see,
know.
what
Some of them with
aware.
balloons.
What happens if I search Weebo Jones and Pornhub? I wonder what happens.
Go find out.
Try it. Actually, now I'm curious.
Survey says no, nothing. The most relevant results for Weebo Jones are Teen Pies, Layla Star. Yeah, no. I don't see anything.
There was a pop-up.
No results actually have the words Weebo or Jones in them, except for there is some porn star named Megan Jones.
There's a porn star named Georgia Jones.
Okay, that works too. Yeah, a lot of Joneses, no Weebos. So you would have a corner on the market, Weebo, if you started one. You'd be the only one there.
Damn.
Zenith is really upset with me here. Yeah, I understand why you would go after Rage for her idiocy, which, by the way, I did not. I only tweeted at Rage. But to go after Aiden because she used her academic credibility to touch on the subject, grr. Her academic credibility has jack shit to do with whether or not it's a...
Yeah. I do videos on people with quote unquote academic credibility all the time. It doesn't make what they say inherently correct.
Yeah,
Most of the stories cover about dumbass college professors that have academic credibility until they piss it away. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Weebo. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
I was gonna say my professor uses academic credibility to, be one of those lovely liberal college PC wannabes, activists, people things.
I am not hating on Aiden Paladin, for fuck's sake.
Well,
I said she is getting really close to the race realism line. And that is absolutely fact. What is the most ridiculous news article you've seen in the past few days? Jesus Christ, I don't.
Oh God,
that's a good question.
Yep.
Let me just check out my Discord for that information because I got a lot of interesting ones about that.
Well, I guess the one would have to be the one I just did a video on a couple, or just the most recent one was the professor telling everybody that meritocracy and hard work were quote unquote whiteness ideologies.
Yeah,
and that professor herself is white. And if you want to know my thoughts on that, then just go check out my most recent video on my channel. Plug. That's not necessarily the dumbest article we've ever covered, but it's the most recent that comes to mind.
Oh, I know
Zenith.
one. Oh,
Go
sorry.
Go ahead. I'll adjust Zenith in a moment.
Swedish school principal blames girls for sexual assault by Muslim. They should cover their bodies.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Wow.
Zenith said she only used the data and nothing more. In fact, she got angry for people doing the exact same thing Monkey's doing now. I'm not doing anything now. I
Monkey,
said
how
she
dare.
got close to the line. I didn't accuse her of anything.
Monkey, I think they're trying to trigger you.
It's working.
I haven't done anything yet. I didn't insult her. I didn't say she was a race realist. I said she's getting very close. And she is. She's mentioned it a few times. And she's mentioned it in a way, yes, using her academic credibility to bring credibility to it. There is no credibility to it. The only time race realism means a fucking thing is when it comes to medical science. That's it. And that is the only time it needs to be fucking brought up. The rest of it is a bunch of fucking bullshit used to push racism. Kiss my fucking ass.
And with that, it's the top of the hour.
Jesus. Okay. Chat, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for always hanging out with us and giving us things to talk about. Scribe, a pleasure as always. Weebo, thank you for sitting in with us. SDA will be back with us Monday, guys. Everyone, race realism pisses me off. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.